Hey y'all, I had this done up as a series, but after multiple takes of videos and this and that, what we ended up with was I think about 30 minutes worth of video, and I don't think any of you are going to watch 30 minutes worth of dumb stuff. So I had a request to look under the dash. I wanted to ask people if they need anything, and they said a quick scan under the dash would do good, so we're going to do that. The project that we did here was we replaced this. As you can see, there's a burnt spot there. I had some problems with my blower motor, and it burnt the fuse, melted the wire, lots of fun. So I called a friend, thanks Bill, sent me a new fuse block, which we have installed. If you're of any sanity, don't do this just for fun. You have to take the steering column out and the big metal bracket that goes in the back here out. And you damn near have to take this out here because it's in the way. If you got a clutch, the clutch pedal's in the way. Luckily you can push it down out of the way. So as you can see here, pretty much everything's taken out, and if you got other stuff hooked up, it's a nightmare. Now the benefit of me doing this is I was able to wire in to the back of the fuse panel in the empty slot a power wire for my gauges and other miscellaneous stuff in here. Like I'll run my CB off of this, and I'll run my gauges, and that'll make everything nice and easy. It'll simplify things. These are all power wires here, all these red ones for all the random stuff, so wiring novice mistakes as well. So now I'll be able to have an actual fuse in the fuse box for it, and then if I want to, I can always wire inline fuses in too, because I'll probably put a 10 or 15 amp fuse in here, and then I'll throw a fuse inline just to keep from trying to burn my gauges out in case they do draw too much by accident, which I doubt will happen. But so what I ended up doing was I had to replace one of the actual prongs in here. You can see this one's distorted. It wouldn't snap back in, so I replaced that one, and then I cut and soldered in this one as well. And then I just took a regular, well, not one of those ones, but I took one of these here in the back, and I just soldered on my red wire, and there we go. And we're not supposed to press the button, but that's alright. So this is the tool I ended up coming up with to disassemble these, so I can demonstrate this really quick. So our little connectors plug in. Let me find one to plug it in here. There we go. We'll just go right here in the corner. And there goes air. Scared the crap out of me. I'll go over why the air compressor goes on in a minute. Okay, so we're going to plug this in here. Oh, it doesn't go in that way. It goes in this way here. There we go. So that's plugged in. You heard it snap. It doesn't come out. So this tool here, this is a paint mixer knife hoochie you'd mix with, so I just ground it. So we're going to take it and we're going to slip it in on the back side here. And it pops the little thing out, grab it, bam, pulls it out. Well, there's some other ones in there with multiples, so what I did was I took one of the tops from one of the fuse things, and I cut little strips, and these worked really good too. So there's two really good options for it. These ones here won't hold up for very long, so I only used them a couple times. This here worked pretty good, but you can see it's got some bending issues, but it's got to be thin and it's got to be metal so it doesn't fall apart, because I tried popsicle sticks and they didn't last. So the only hard ones, you're going to have two that are going to have four if you're going to do this, and that's why you need multiples. So these ones suck to put in and take out because they bend really easy. Really easy. So just moving the wires down around under the dash bent the crap out of them. And nothing's organized. That's the thing you got to remember. So we got everything done here because of the burn up pin, and I got my new one wired in. And for when you do this, make sure you write it down. Pictures will not keep you in order. I did pictures and writing, and I even had to draw a diagram for the bottom one because it's that confusing. So we got it all back in. I'm 99.9% confident that I got it right. Yeah, that's scary. the metal bracket that goes in here in the back that holds the steering column and it holds the parking brake. I took it out, and what I did with it was I ground all the edges down with the angle grinder. And I'll go over what I used on that. I just used one of these little sanding discs and one of these little Scotch-Brite pads on the angle grinder. Mine's a Cobalt. And I just knocked the edges down, and in a couple spots I had to use a file. Knocked the edges down. And the edges are sharp. So now I don't have to worry about sharp edges cutting wires or rubbing on stuff or cutting me. I've actually been cut by them before. So let's do a quick glance under here. What's going on? When you pull this fuse block out, the reason you got to pull that metal piece out is because it's held up here. Let's get better light for it. Right up here. Okay, I had my finger over this stupid microphone. Let's try this again. This here, when you get this all out, that metal bracket holds this all up in here. So you need to get the metal bracket out so you can move the fuse block back and then swing it down from under here. And that's going to allow it to fall down above your clutch pedal and your brake pedal so you can work on it. So that's the main thing on that. As you can see, there's easy access to the computer if you need to work on it right now. And as well, you can't see it, but back here there is, behind all this stuff here, is the actual connection between the firewall and the wiring harness for the main of the computer, or the main truck. This is your pedal bracket here. So the pedal bracket, you got to check when you're up in here. Check here and check here for cracks, because they can crack. And then they make rebuild kits too, where you can replace all these bushings and the spacers inside here. Not very fun to pull out with the steering column in the way. If I was to do this, I'd pull the steering column, which now I know is pretty dang easy, except for pulling the blinker switch and the actual wiring harness for the steering column. And then we got our, this is our steering shaft. Right here we got the Heim joint. If you haven't done this modification, go out and do it. It's worth every penny. The stock system sucks. I'll go over this also real quick. This, from the factory, is not a spline part. This is a press-on part. There's an acorn spline up here, or whatever you want to call it. So when you take this off to do this actual modification, you have to make sure you get these lined back up when you put it back on, and it's usually not tightened far enough either, so be careful what you're doing. I can't stress this enough. This is the easiest way, in my opinion, to do it is to put the master in and kind of get things lined up and not tighten down and get this on where you need it to be, or just buy this in general and replace it. It's a really touchy situation up here. This is the easy part, but you got to make sure you get that spline lined up if you're using the same bracket again. Otherwise, you'll be replacing it. It's not fun. What else do we got under here? Random pedal assembly stuff. And now I need to go over here to show everybody what's going on under here. Now, up here in the back, this is for your premium audio. Back here. So if you got premium audio, this is the amplifier back here. Okay? This is the other part of it right over here. And then if you have what they call it, keyless entry, that stuff's all going to be right in here. And there's two connectors for it, so you know where it's going to be. It's going to be right up in front of the four-wheel drive shifter. So this is right where I'm at, right up here in front of the four-wheel drive shifter. And we look straight back. There it is. So that's about all I can really show you. There's a couple unused plugs under here. Not sure what they're for, like this one here, like that one. And then there was another one. Where was it at? I found a really weird one that I couldn't figure out what it went to. Oh, it's up here, over here on the wall that hides behind a bracket. Another plug right there. I don't know what that one's for either. So if anybody knows, comment. But there's your scan under the dash, guys. For those who are wondering, tomorrow I'll be buttoning this all up. So hopefully you've seen what you needed. So that's our fun project, and tomorrow I'm going to start on the wiring and get this all rewired because it's getting cold out and dark, and I'm ready to enjoy my apple pie. Alright y'all, see you.